You already know what needs to be done, but somehow you can't get yourself to do it. Hours pass, days drift by, and that task, still untouched. But what if the issue isn't your motivation? What if the real obstacle is your mindset? In the next few minutes, I'll show you a simple mental shift that compels you to act, even when you don't feel like it. Because if this doesn't change now, you'll keep watching your potential fade away. 1. The power of taking action. There's a common misconception about success. A belief that you need to feel inspired before taking action. This is a dangerous myth. Success doesn't belong to those waiting for motivation to strike. It belongs to those who build the habit of acting, no matter how they feel. The truth is, motivation follows movement. It's not the spark that starts action. It's the result of it. Too many people think they must feel ready before starting their journey towards success. They wait for the right mood, the perfect opportunity, or a sudden burst of inspiration that never comes. That delay is why so many dreams remain unrealized. But the ones who do succeed, they think differently. They know that clarity is born from doing. Every step forward reveals more of the path. What once seemed unclear becomes visible only through motion. Take the story of a young man chasing financial success. He read books, made plans, mapped strategies, but never took action. He waited for inspiration, thinking confidence would arrive before he started. But confidence isn't something you wait for. It's something you earn through action. You don't think your way into success, you move your way into it. History is filled with people who acted boldly, even when they had doubts. Thomas Edison didn't wait for the perfect plan to invent the light bulb. He tested idea after idea, each failure guiding him closer to the answer. Henry Ford didn't wait for validation from the industry. He moved forward with vision and reshaped the world. What set these men apart wasn't that they felt ready. It was that they acted even when they didn't. When you take action, you interact with the world in a way thinking never can. You learn what works. You see what fails. You adjust. Every move forward silences doubt and replaces it with experience. But if you keep waiting for the right moment, you stay stuck, trapped in your thoughts, tangled in hesitation. The toughest part is always the beginning. The resistance is highest at the start, whether in business, self-growth, or any challenge. But once you break through, momentum takes over. Your mind rewards you for moving. Clarity grows. What once felt impossible begins to feel inevitable. Consider the salesperson frozen with fear before their first call. But the moment they force themselves to dial, the fear fades, confidence rises, and each call gets easier. They didn't wait to feel motivated. They acted, and motivation followed. This truth applies everywhere. The entrepreneur launching before certainty, the writer typing before inspiration, the speaker stepping up despite nerves. They all succeed, not because they felt ready, but because they didn't let inaction make the decision for them. The road to success isn't lit by motivation. It's carved through consistent, disciplined action. The ones who thrive understand this. Waiting is the enemy. They move forward anyway, because motivation always catches up to those already in motion. 2. Conquering fear and doubt. Fear blocks progress. It stands at the edge of every big goal, whispering doubts. What if I fail? What if I'm not enough? These fears creep in, planting hesitation. But here's the truth. Fear lies. Most of what we fear never actually happens, and when it does, it's rarely as bad as we imagined. Failure isn't the end. It's part of the process. Every person you admire has failed more than you realize. What separates them from those still stuck is simple. They kept moving. They didn't let fear control them. They understood that forward motion, not endless thinking, is what creates progress. The first step is always the hardest, but also the most vital. Doing it afraid is what separates those who achieve from those who only dream. Fear weakens when you face it. It thrives in avoidance. It grows while you hesitate. But act, and it shrinks. Because courage doesn't mean having no fear. It means doing the thing despite the fear. Ask yourself, what's the worst that could happen? Could you survive it? Almost always the answer is yes. People are far more resilient than they think. Mistakes can be fixed. Failures can be learned from, and even when things go wrong, the experience builds you. Fear gains strength from delay. That's why procrastination is fear's best friend. The longer you wait, the scarier things feel. Your mind starts inflating the possible consequences, making them seem huge. But there's only one way to defeat fear: act now. Even small actions begin to dismantle fear. Every tiny step forward chips away at its illusion. Picture fear as a towering wall. From afar it seems impossible to scale, but as you get closer, cracks appear, and once you start climbing, you realize it was never as high as it looked. That's fear. It tricks you into thinking the path is blocked, when really, it's your inaction that holds you back. Take Edwin C. Barnes, a man with a dream to work with Thomas Edison. He had no money, no contacts, just determination. He could have let fear stop him. Instead, he took action. He hopped a freight train and boldly told Edison he'd be his partner. He started with a small job, but he never let go of the vision. Years later, he seized the moment and became a vital part of Edison's business. His story proves that fear loses its grip when you take decisive steps. So how do you beat fear? You confront it. Stop stalling. The perfect time doesn't exist. Break your big goal into smaller moves, and take the first one. Every action weakens fear. Every step builds confidence. Soon what once terrified you becomes just another challenge to conquer. Fear only wins if you let it freeze you. The real threat isn't failure. It's never trying. So the decision is yours. Let fear choose your path or move forward anyway. Your future will be shaped by that choice. Choose boldly. Choose progress. Choose to act. 3. Crushing procrastination. How many times have you said, "I'll start tomorrow," and how often has tomorrow turned into next week, next month, next year? Suddenly time's gone, and all you're left with is unstarted goals and unrealized potential. Here's the truth: the perfect moment you're waiting for, it doesn't exist. Once you accept that, you take back control. Procrastination is a quiet thief. It shows up dressed as planning, perfectionism, or waiting for better conditions. You tell yourself you need more time, more clarity, more confidence, but the more you wait, the harder it gets. Every delay strengthens the habit of inaction. The only way out: act. Right now, even if it's messy, even if it's small. One imperfect move is better than 100 perfect intentions. Try the 5-minute rule. Commit to just 5 minutes of work. That's it. No pressure, no perfection. Once you start, you'll likely keep going. Momentum is real. It turns hesitation into progress. The hardest part is starting, but once you push through, everything feels lighter. Discipline is your weapon, and distractions are your enemy. Social media, constant entertainment, endless noise. If you don't manage your environment, it will manage you. Set deadlines. Break goals into steps. Focus on showing up, not being perfect. Consistent effort every day builds up into extraordinary results. Success doesn't come from what you do occasionally. It comes from what you do daily, especially when you don't feel like it. Accountability helps. Tell someone your goal. Track your progress. Write it down. When you declare it, it becomes real. You feel responsible. You push yourself to follow through. What sets successful people apart isn't talent. It's their ability to act, even when they don't feel like it. Time is the most valuable thing you have. Every second spent waiting is a second you never get back. Your future is being built right now, by what you do or don't do. Will you keep waiting, or will you take charge? The choice is yours. But remember, tomorrow is not guaranteed. The only time you own is now. So stop stalling. Stop endlessly planning. Take the first step, no matter how small, no matter how rough, because action beats inaction every single time. Anyone can begin a journey, but it takes true strength to finish it. The world is full of people who start with excitement, only to give up when things get tough. But real discipline isn't about how you feel at the start. It's about how you endure when the fire fades, when the path gets foggy, and when it feels like you're not moving forward at all. That's where transformation begins. That's when you rise above the crowd. Discipline is the bridge that turns your ambitions into results. It's the invisible force that moves you from where you are to where you want to be. Without it, dreams remain distant fantasies. With it, you become unstoppable. Discipline isn't a burden, it's a blessing. It's the ultimate act of self-respect, the purest form of self-love. It unlocks the best version of you. Train your mind to endure, and your potential becomes limitless. 5. Turning pain into power. Pain is one of life's greatest teachers. It can either crush you or create you. The choice is yours. When adversity hits, you stand at a crossroads. You can let it overwhelm you, or you can rise, stronger and more focused. Pain is part of life, but growth is a decision. The way you respond to challenges shapes your future. Let setbacks build you, not break you. Every high achiever has faced heartbreak, rejection, and failure. No one reaches greatness without scars. The difference between those who rise and those who don't is simple. They don't let pain stop them. They let it drive them. Pain becomes their fuel. It sharpens their focus, strengthens their spirit, and forges their will. While others fold under pressure, they rise from it. The next time life knocks you down, don't stay down. Get back up with fire in your eyes. Let pain harden your resolve and push you beyond your former limits. Growth isn't comfortable. That's why pain matters. It stretches you, forces you out of your comfort zone, and strips away the illusion of safety. The deepest wisdom comes from hardship, not ease. Pain leaves marks, not of defeat, but of strength. Discomfort is the starting line of transformation. Pain means you're evolving. When it shows up, ask yourself, will I let this destroy me or define me? Most avoid pain, but the wise lean into it. They recognize it not as an enemy, but as a guide. When you embrace the struggle, you gain an edge over those who avoid it. You become resilient. When you see pain as part of the process, you stop fearing it. You begin to use it. Pain doesn't mean the journey is over. It means a new chapter is starting. When you let pain motivate you, you unlock levels of strength you didn't know existed. You become a force that can't be stopped. Think about the most unbreakable people throughout history. They all share one trait. They turned their suffering into strength. They faced failure and used it to fuel their success. They didn't run from pain. They ran with it. You have that same power. You're capable of incredible things, but only if you're willing to face the fire. Step into it. Let it transform you. Every time pain strikes, remind yourself, this is the moment where I evolve. This is the test that will shape me. Life will challenge you. It will hurt. But pain doesn't show up to destroy. It shows up to build. So when the storm hits, and it will stand tall, don't hide. Don't retreat. Lean in. Use it. Let pain light the path forward, because pain is not your enemy. It's your greatest ally. 6. Defining crystal clear goals. If you don't have a clear direction, you'll never arrive. Living without goals is like steering a ship with no compass. You drift, aimless and lost. Goals give you purpose. They give your actions meaning. In a world full of noise, goals keep you focused. But simply saying, I want to be successful, isn't enough. Vague wishes won't get you there. You must define your goals clearly. Ask yourself, what do I want? By when? How will I measure it? The more precise your goal, the more achievable it becomes. Once you're clear, break the big vision into steps. A huge dream can seem impossible until you divide it into small daily actions. Each step forward builds confidence and momentum. That's how mountains are moved, one step at a time. The most important part, action. Without action, your goals are just hopes. Success isn't about thinking, it's about doing. Take action daily, even if it's small. Consistency compounds into massive results over time. The most successful people aren't always the smartest. They're the ones who refuse to stop. A goal without a plan is just a wish. Write your goals down. Studies show you're more likely to achieve them if they're written. Then break them into monthly, weekly and daily actions. This keeps you moving forward and kills procrastination. Don't chase perfection. Chase progress. Waiting until everything is perfect leads to nothing. Take messy action. Learn as you go. Adjust when needed. What matters is moving forward. Hold yourself accountable. Measure your progress honestly. Track what's working and what isn't. If you struggle, find someone to hold you accountable. a mentor, coach, or friend who will keep you on track and push you to stay consistent. And when you hit a small milestone, celebrate it. Every win matters. Every bit of progress fuels motivation. Success is built on daily victories, not just the final result. Most people fail, not because they lack talent, but because they don't follow through. They stall, they delay, or they stop. But the ones who keep showing up, who keep doing the work, who refuse to quit, those are the ones who win. Define your goal. Build a plan. Take action every single day. Success isn't luck. It's earned. If you stay focused, consistent, and disciplined, success isn't a dream. It's a guarantee. 7. Building an unbreakable mindset. Your mindset is your foundation. It's what determines whether you rise or crumble when life gets hard. A fragile mind collapses under pressure, but a strong one, it turns pressure into power. Every challenge life throws at you is an opportunity, if you choose to see it that way. Setbacks, failures, and adversity aren't signs to stop. They're tests meant to strengthen you. A weak mindset looks at failure and gives up. A strong mindset sees failure as a lesson. It shows you where to grow, what to fix, and how to improve. Those who succeed don't avoid failure. They embrace it. They learn, adapt, and come back even stronger. Your thoughts shape your world. Tell yourself you can't, and you're right. But believe in your ability to overcome, and you'll unlock a force inside you that can't be shaken. It all starts with what you choose to believe. A growth mindset sees ability as something that can be developed. It welcomes challenge because it knows struggle builds strength. High achievers don't settle. They constantly evolve. Strengthening your mind starts with feeding it the right input. Just as a strong body needs good fuel, your mind needs empowering thoughts, positive people, and powerful messages. Cut out negativity. Be relentless about your environment. Who you surround yourself with, and what you consume, shapes how you think. If you let negative voices in, whether people or thoughts, they will poison your mindset. Success isn't just about skill. It's about mental toughness. Many talented people never make it because they lack the mindset to endure. True winners, they're the ones who never stop. Train your mind to keep going. When others quit, you persist. When things fall apart, you rebuild. When doubts whisper, you silence them with action. With a strong mindset, you're unstoppable. You may be challenged, but never defeated. You may fall, but never stay down. And that's the difference between failure and greatness. Your mindset is your most powerful weapon. Sharpen it, guard it, strengthen it daily, and watch your world transform. One of the most impactful ways to fast-track your development is by finding mentors. These are individuals who've already traveled the road you're on. Their insight, experience, and wisdom can help you bypass years of frustration and costly mistakes. They challenge how you think, expand what you believe is possible, and equip you with tools to navigate your journey more effectively. A true mentor doesn't just give you strategies, they push you to apply them. Beyond mentorship, it's vital to surround yourself with people who drive you to aim higher. These are the ones who motivate you when you're ready to quit, who bring you back to focus when you're lost, and who genuinely cheer for you when you win. Having the right people in your corner can ignite massive change. They'll confront your excuses, give you that push when you stall, and lift you up when the weight feels too heavy. The company you keep will either elevate or limit you. If your inner circle is made up of driven, disciplined, and growth-oriented people, you'll naturally start leveling up with them. But the opposite is also true. If your environment is filled with negativity, complacency, and small thinking, it will drain your momentum. Take stock of your relationships. Notice who strengthens you and who weakens you. Cut off toxic influences without hesitation, and be intentional about building uplifting, meaningful connections. Life's too short to be held back by those who refuse to grow. You have limitless potential, but it's up to you to place yourself in surroundings that bring out the best in you. Your circle matters. It's the foundation for everything you're building. Choose carefully, elevate your relationships, and you will elevate your entire life. 9. Mastering time management. Time is your most precious asset. Every passing second is a moment you'll never recover, yet many waste it on distractions and unimportant tasks, without realizing what's lost. If you want to succeed, you must become the master of your time. People often say they don't have enough time, but the truth is, they don't manage it well. Time is the great equalizer. Everyone gets the same 24 hours. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't is how they use those hours. The most successful people don't have more time. They just use it with intention. The first step is awareness. Track how you spend your day. You may be shocked to discover how much time slips away to mindless scrolling, unnecessary meetings, and distractions. Identifying these time drains is the first step toward taking back control. Once you see where your time is going, remove what doesn't align with your goals. Learn to say no to commitments that wear you down or pull you off course. Don't let your day be dictated by other people's agendas. Take the lead. Structure your day before it begins. Start each morning with a clear plan. Know exactly what matters most and build your schedule around those priorities. Break big goals into small daily actions. This keeps you consistent and prevents burnout. Success isn't about being perfect. It's about being persistent. Procrastination is the enemy of progress. There will always be reasons to delay, but none of them will move you forward. If it matters, make time. If it doesn't, cut it out. Every wasted moment is stolen from your future. High performers don't wait for the perfect time. They create it through disciplined action. While technology can be useful, it's also one of the biggest distractions. Endless scrolling and constant alerts eat away at your time. Set limits. Turn off notifications. Protect blocks of focused, uninterrupted work. It's one of the most valuable habits you can form. Discipline is what takes you from where you are to where you want to be. Stick to your schedule. Set deadlines and follow through. Time isn't just about getting more done. It's about doing what matters most. Every task aligned with your purpose gets you closer to your dream. Take command of your time, and you take command of your life. True productivity isn't about working longer. It's about working smarter. It's about focus. It's about intention. The people who win aren't the luckiest or the smartest. They're the ones who manage their time with purpose. Your future is shaped by how you use your time today. So stop delaying. Stop giving your minutes away to things that don't matter. Prioritize, plan, execute. The clock doesn't stop ticking. Make every second work for you. 10. Embracing failure as feedback. Failure isn't the opposite of success. It's a vital part of the path to it. The most successful people in history have failed more times than others have even tried. What separates them is their ability to keep going, to learn, and to adapt. Every failure carries a message, a chance to grow, a signal to change direction, a moment to refine your approach. Too often, people see failure as a dead end, when really, it's just a redirection. It shows us what doesn't work so we can find what does. The only real failure is quitting before you've learned the lesson. One reason people fear failure is because they fear judgment. Society loves to highlight the wins but rarely shows the struggles behind them. This creates a false picture that success is smooth and easy, but the truth, failure is universal. Every innovator, entrepreneur, artist, and leader has stumbled. What matters is how they responded. They analyzed. They adapted. They kept moving. Failure isn't something to be ashamed of. It's proof that you dared to try. It shows you were bold enough to step outside your comfort zone. Every setback prepares you for a comeback. Bouncing back builds resilience. And resilience is key to long-term success. Growth happens in the uncomfortable moments. Success isn't about being flawless. It's about learning through mistakes. The more you fail, the more you learn, the more you grow. It's about shifting your mindset. When you see failure as a necessary part of progress, it loses its ability to defeat you. Instead of shrinking back, you use it to push forward. The faster you fail, the faster you adjust, and the faster you succeed. History is full of people who turned failure into triumph. Think of Thomas Edison. He didn't fail 1,000 times. He discovered 1,000 ways that didn't work. If the most successful people on earth have failed repeatedly, why should you fear it? Too many let the fear of failure stop them from even starting, but those who embrace it as a stepping stone end up achieving the most. The journey isn't a straight line, it's filled with highs and lows. What counts is your response. Do you retreat, or do you rise? Success isn't about never failing, it's about never quitting. The ones who win aren't necessarily the most gifted, they're the ones who keep going. They treat failure as a teacher, so keep learning, keep evolving. Let every failure sharpen you. Each misstep brings you closer to victory. You get wiser, stronger, more resilient. The only real failure is giving up. Everything else, that's progress. 11. The moment of decision. Right now you're at a crossroads. You can keep putting things off, hiding behind doubt and excuses, or you can make the decision that today is the day everything changes. This is the moment you stop waiting and start doing. Action is the only path to achievement. Hoping, wishing, and dreaming won't move you forward. Only action will. Many people wait for the perfect timing, the ideal opportunity, or some kind of sign, but waiting produces nothing. The only way to grow is to start right now. Decide that you're done holding back, done second-guessing, done hesitating. There will never be a perfect time. The conditions will never be flawless. Those who rise aren't the ones who waited. They're the ones who move despite fear, despite uncertainty, despite discomfort. Every successful person reached a turning point where they chose to start. Confidence didn't show up first. They built it through consistent action. You don't need to know every step. You just need to take the first one. Action creates momentum, and momentum fuels progress. Start small if you must, but just start. The longer you delay, the harder it becomes. Procrastination isn't a pause, it's a killer of progress. Each day you wait is a day lost, time you could have used to get closer to your dream. Don't let hesitation steal your potential. Push through the fear, the doubt, and the excuses. Fear will always be there, but it loses power when you act anyway. Take your power back. You are capable of more than you realize. You have the strength to change your life, but it begins with a decision to act. From this moment forward, choose to be relentless. Show up for yourself every single day, whether you feel like it or not. Motivation is fleeting, but discipline and action will carry you. Success comes from consistency. The choices you make now determine the life you'll live tomorrow. There's no secret formula, just grit, effort, and execution. So stop stalling, stop rationalizing, start moving. Your time is now.